Now I'm craving things that I should crave.
Wow, bud. Thank you. Thank you for improving upon my design. Yeah. Camera. That's beautiful. Oh, yes. Take notes. Yes, take the notes. Thank you, buddy. Alright, so I went to Home Depot the other day and I picked up some wood. Not too expensive. It's probably like maybe $3-4 per 8-foot section. And it's pretty nice. It's not the crappiest wood, but it's not the best wood. It's going to be behind the facade, so no one's really going to see it. Just pick something that's going to be straight. This is what we got here, like 3/4 thick, 3.5 wide by 8 foot. And then I got these smaller sections here, still 8 foot long, but the width is 2.5 inches. I just figured I wanted to be a little bit more thick on the top and bottom, because I wasn't sure if I was going to build a frame for the outside or have it on the inside. Ultimately, I think I'm going to end up with the frame part being on the inside because I like the clean look. I don't want to take away from anything visually from the outside or make it look too busy. So I think that's the route that I'm going to go. I wanted it to have like a seamless look on the outside, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get away with that, especially on the two outside flaps or whatever, because I need hinges on the outside on the center, and then, or hinges down the center on the outside, and then on the side pieces, they're going to have to be behind the facade. So when I fold it, the front piece will fold in on itself, and then the outside pieces will fold in like this, so the lights are facing the outside, so I don't have to take those lights off every single time. And if it's like that, then the inside pieces are going to protect each other by being together like this. And well, I guess the outside can still get messed up, but whatever, we'll just take good care of it. This is the best that I can come up with on such short notice. I want to get this built very fast. There's an event on the 23rd, it's the 17th right now, and I'd really like to showcase this there. The venue is the Highland Loft over in Elgin, and they have this really neat restoration hardware, kind of industrial, almost borderline steampunk look going on, and I think this will fit extremely well. Plus, if this is the trend that brides are going, this is what I want to give them. So I'll have it available for them. And the 23rd is the deadline. The bulbs for the sconces are in the mail. Hopefully I get those today. I was thinking I might sand these down, stain them, put a nice clear coat on them, like a matte finish maybe, but I'm honestly thinking I might just wipe the insides with some stain, so when you look at the cracks from the front side, it's not going to look unfinished, and I might just leave it at that, and later on maybe I'll get to something fancy like that, or I might just paint it black. Who knows? We'll see. But always remember to wear your safety goggles. There, now we covered the safety portion of this video. It's just a super simple frame structure in the back, just to give it a little bit more rigidity. My original version did not have this on the back because I thought this MDF was going to be just a little bit thicker. Or I guess not thicker, I knew how thick it was, but I didn't think it was going to be as flimsy as it was. And I'm sure it's prone to warping with moisture and all that fun stuff. Even with the hinges on it, I just don't think it would have been a good option just to put some hinges on it and not a frame. And this way I'll have room for the wiring from the light fixtures to go through there, and I think this is the best route to go. I don't have a Craig jig, and I don't plan to ever get one. So I'm going to use a 1-inch brad nailer, pneumatic air gun. Put these together with some wood glue, and then maybe some construction glue on the other side once I want to cinch those panels down. I think that's going to be more than strong enough for this project. All right, so whenever you're working with wood glue, you want to get it a little bit wet. Not soaking, just a little bit wet. A little bit of glue goes a long way. Wipe that all up in there. Because I cut this, I know everything's square. I'm gonna do one better. I know this is gonna help. You're gonna stick that in your joints. Just to make sure nothing's crooked. There we go. Yeah. Okay, nail gun, make sure your safety glasses are on. Zip tack there. Yeah. I mean, just enough to get it in there. It didn't go in quite all the way, but I'll shoot some more in it later. I'm really looking for the wood glue to do most of the work, and then the construction glue that I'm going to put on the other side. So it's that easy, man. I got some work ahead of me. Well, bam. Simple. Once that glue dries, it's gonna be pretty sturdy. So, like we did before, we're gonna want to spritz a little bit of water around everything. Works best if you kind of wipe it in with a rag. You want both pieces a little bit damp. All right. Bloop the juice on. And then you lay the frame down. So if you did it right, it should line up. Even if you have like a little bit of a gap, I mean, that's nothing. That's like a 1/16. If you want any gap anywhere, you want it on the top or you want it on the sides, because that's where we're going to have a little bit of leeway. You want the bottom about as flush as you can, because that's what's going to be sitting on the ground. Anywhere else, we can kind of make up the slack with where we place the hinges. So I'm going to tack this from the underside first, and I'll flip it over, and then I'll tack the rest of it in.
Where'd you put my diaper bin?
Yeah, it's over here.
It's upside down. Right.
Hold on.
Made it.
You can do it. Oh! Nice. Goodbye. The nails were just a hair longer than I anticipated. I didn't even really look into it, but we're just gonna grind those down. It's on the back, whatever. All right, everything is put together. Got the frames built, everything tacked up front. I have it in order, so it doesn't look all weird. So at this point, I think I'm going to secure the hinges and make sure that looks right. So I just drilled a couple pilot holes for the screws. I'm going to lay these hinges flat on the surface like this. These hinges are not intended to be used like this, or actually look like that. They're cabinet hinges, so they're supposed to be tucked in, and all you would see is the cylindrical part. But I'm going for this look, so it's convenient that this is actually the only way it's going to close all the way, so these two pieces can fold in on itself, and then the back pieces can fold under. So that works out nice. All right, easy enough. 1 down, 8 to go. Oh yeah. That folding action. Boom. Flap. The moment of truth. Wow. All right. Definitely covers everything up. I'll have to paint inside of here to make it look like the rest of the wood. But I'm digging the look. I mean, pretty darn close to my rendering. Gotta put a little piece of fairing or whatever right here. Clean that up, maybe some copper pipe. We got this weird Chinese fixture bracket that attaches to the light. And we got some random hardware, so we'll see what we can make happen. All right, so now that I got the little brackets mounted, it's time to wire it up. Luckily, I've got more IEC cables than I know what to do with, so I just chopped the ends off of these guys and we'll just have these hanging out the back. I'm gonna take this wood, match it to this diameter, running it through this saw.